In the sprawling expanse of the national wilderness, where civilization's touch fades and nature reclaims its dominion, the park rangers serve as stewards, protectors of its untamed beauty and secrets. Among them, 5 rangers would encounter phenomena that defy explanation, challenging their understanding of the natural world. These are their stories, tales whispered around campfires and passed down through generations, of the moments when the veil between realms thinned and the unseen made itself known. The disappearing cabin, Ranger Mike's encounter. Ranger Mike, a seasoned veteran of the wilderness, had always considered himself a pragmatist. With 20 years under his belt, he had seen almost everything the forest had to offer, or so he thought. The legends of Old Pine, a section of the park shrouded in mystery and folklore, were no more than campfire tales to him. That was until the night he stumbled upon the cabin. It was a night unlike any other, with a fog so dense it swallowed the beam of his flashlight. Mike's mission was routine, to patrol the perimeter of Old Pine and ensure no campers were stranded or in trouble. As he ventured deeper, the silhouette of a cabin materialized through the mist. Its sudden appearance on this unmarked territory sent a shiver down his spine. Curiosity overcame apprehension, and he approached. The door, aged and weathered, creaked open as if inviting him in. Inside, the cabin was a snapshot of a bygone era, untouched by time. A thick layer of dust covered the furniture, and an eerie stillness pervaded the air. Then the laughter began. Soft at first, it grew louder, echoing off the walls. Mike searched the cabin, finding it devoid of life. As he turned to leave, the laughter ceased, and the door slammed shut, plunging him into darkness. Heart racing, he forced the door open and stepped out into the night, only to find the cabin had vanished, leaving him alone in the wilderness. Mike returned to the ranger station at dawn, his mind reeling from the experience. His report was met with skepticism, but the look in his eyes convinced his colleagues there was truth to his tale. The cabin of Old Pine became a legend among the rangers, a chilling reminder of the forest's mysteries. The eyes in the darkness, Ranger Sarah's encounter. Ranger Sarah was the newest member of the team, eager to prove her mettle. Assigned to a remote section of the park for her first solo patrol, she was determined to make it through the night unscathed. The wilderness, however, had other plans. As darkness enveloped the forest, Sarah felt an unsettling sensation of being watched. She tried to dismiss it as nerves, but the feeling persisted, growing stronger with every step. Then the eyes appeared. Luminous and otherworldly, they seemed to float in the darkness, watching her. Panic set in as the eyes suddenly charged. Sarah ran, her breath ragged as she navigated the treacherous terrain. The eyes pursued, always just behind her, until by some miracle they vanished as abruptly as they had appeared. Back at the station, Sarah's account added another layer to the park's lore. The eyes in the darkness remained a mystery, a spectral presence that haunted the rangers' patrols from then on. The Whispering Wind, Ranger Alex's encounter. Alex, with a scientific mind and a skeptic's heart, had always found logical explanations for the unexplained. The reports of voices on the wind near Whispering Falls intrigued him, presenting a puzzle to be solved. As he approached the falls, the whispers grew, a cacophony of voices speaking in tongues he could not comprehend. The sounds seemed to surround him, pulling him towards an unseen force at the edge of the falls. Fighting against the urge to leap, Alex managed to escape, the whispers fading as he fled. Alex's experience at Whispering Falls shook his skepticism. He returned to the falls many times, seeking answers, but the whispers never spoke to him again. They remained a haunting enigma, a voice from the beyond that had briefly crossed into our world. The Shadow That Hunts, Ranger Emily's encounter. Emily, a wildlife biologist by training, was fascinated by the nocturnal creatures of the park. Her surveys had always been routine, until the night the Shadow hunted her. The Shadow, a darker patch of night, moved with intelligence, tracking her through the forest. Emily, realizing she was not the hunter but the prey, ran for her life. The clearing, bathed in moonlight, became her sanctuary, the Shadow unable to enter the light. The encounter left Emily with more questions than answers. What was the Shadow? A figment of her imagination or something more? The mystery of the Shadow That Hunts lingered, a dark presence in the backs of her mind on every subsequent patrol. The unseen force, Ranger Jacob's encounter. Jacob, an explorer at heart, was always searching for uncharted areas of the park. His discovery of a silent patch of forest, where sound seemed to vanish, was his greatest find and his most terrifying. The silence was oppressive, a void that seemed to swallow sound whole. As Jacob ventured further, An unseen force repelled him, a pressure so intense it threatened to crush him. He retreated, the normal sounds of the forest greeting him like a chorus of the living. Jacob's tale of the silent forest and its guardian force added a new layer of mystery to the park. Attempts to locate the silent patch again were futile. It had vanished, as if it were a mirage or a door to another dimension that had briefly opened,